Today, we're going to discuss the fake invention claims and why most nations claim that their country invented everything. This is common in almost all countries, including India. But why do they do so? In these series of videos, we will look at how these histories are created and the ill effects of this fake history. Why are we discussing this today? In national educational policy, again, there are references to Sushruta, Aryabhatta, and Bhaskara. A lot of Indians believe that Vedas are the ultimate truth and have the details of every scientific and technological fact known will be known in the future. Some of these facts include Indians knew about the cosmos and Big Bang before the West invented it. Indians were well versed with plastic surgery. Indians knew all the laws of physics, gravity, strong force, electromagnetism, etc. We had many codified laws which derives Arthashastra. We had great mathematicians in the past like Aryabhatta and Bhaskara. There are also claims that half human, half elephant Hindu god Ganesh is an evidence that ancient Indians had pioneered the art of plastic surgery. Indian mathematicians had discovered Pythagoras' theorem and graciously allowed the Greek to take credit. Even weirder crimes include that bacteria in cow dung could turn objects into solid gold, and that 7,000 years ago, Indians were flying huge airplanes from one planet to another. Of course, magically, all of this knowledge got lost, or the West stole it. So, how are these fake stories stitched together? Needless to say, most of this are propagated by the right-wing mindset. In practice, they wait for a scientific fact to be known and then they claim it is there in the Vedas or it is a standard belief by the ancient Indians. They use an army of educated Indians to spread the propaganda. The internet has made it worse. They create books after books which are half cooked. Also, each subsequent book quotes the previous widely believed information, adding evidences to these fake claims. Obviously, Indians could have had certain ancient science. There are ancient books which contain some form of science, but compared to modern scientific knowledge, it is insignificant. But would so many Indians believe in these fantasies? Yes, they do. And let us look at some of the main reasons for prevalence of this belief. The first and foremost reason is our colonial history. Because of our colonial history, it is hard for the Indians to acknowledge the modern contribution of Europe and America to the sciences. We had no problems copying their technology, but media coverage about the West in India is almost negative. Britain is always mentioned as a colonizer, not as a nation that produces greats like Isaac Newton, Charles Darwin, Michael Faraday, etc. Even today, as far as scientific invention is concerned, India, although quite competent, is nowhere comparable to the West. Given this history, it is not easy for Indians to accept Western scientific dominance, and this India-centric Vedic glorification helps cover up this discomfort. India was under the British for nearly 200 plus years. They did not have any innovations they could boast of, and this created a lot of inferiority complex in Indians. Further, British were praising Buddhism and started creating an image that Brahmanism is the root cause of all these evils. Finally, in order to redeem themselves, Indians decided to create narratives of their glorious scientific past. That's where they turned to Sanskrit. They claimed Gupta period as a golden period and started claiming every scientific invention. The second reason is the lack of critical thinking. Unfortunately, critical and scientific thinking is not ubiquitous in India. We are used to accepting facts and following orders. Hence, most Indians blindly accepted these exaggerated claims. Nearly 99% of the Indians have never read or understood the Vedas. Since Vedas are not written in a language that most of the Indians know, as with most old books, people interpret it in a way that suits their ideology. An even more dangerous trend today is the recent exploitation by Westerners. There are some individuals in the West who, after getting tired of probably the Abrahamic religions, developed interest in the ancient Indian culture and religions. Indians often misconstrue this as a search for glory in ancient Indian texts. Some of these folks narrate or rewrite the Indian history. By praising ancient Indian past, they will be made a demigod. And some of them do enjoy a kind of demigod status with a significant following, which raises questions. This is a very dangerous trend for the Indians, as we will be completely exploited by the Westerners. As ludicrous as these claims are, What should really worry Indians is the current state of country's research sector. Despite high-profile successes such as the Mars mission, its well-known prowess in information technology, India lacks badly in technological research and development. As our IT czar in our Narayana Murthy said, there has been not a single invention from India in the last 60 years that became a household name globally, nor any idea that led to a earth-shaking innovation to delight global citizens. Instead of dwelling on the fake glorious past that never was, we need to accept scientific facts and use critical and scientific thinking to get on par with the West.